So you want to play one of the most hated heroes in the game. You want to make your enemies say stuff like no counterplay when you jump onto them and leave them frustrated because you always get away with almost no health. Then you came to the right place. Tripp is a very mobile assassin that can ambush and take down squishy enemy heroes extremely fast, and therefore get a pretty big advantage for your own team. The pros of playing Tripp are, it's a very mobile hero, which helps you to stay close to your enemies and get out if something goes wrong. You have very high damage, so you can do stuff on your own without relying on your team the whole time. You even have a knock-up in your kit that can be used in several situations. Of course, there are a few cons to the hero too. If you don't pay attention to where the enemies are and still go in, they might focus you, CC you, and kill you before you can do anything. You have to get really close to the enemies to do something, so fast reactions are very important. And then you might end up being this guy and get hated by your team. Your left click is your basic attack. It lets you strike the enemies with your blades and has no cooldown. It's where most of your damage comes from. If you press right click, you throw a dagger at them that does damage over time if it hits an enemy. Depending on which skill path you choose, you can also do a combination of left and right click at the same time, which is basically a more powerful strike. Your Q lets you dash forward, and if you press it again, you will knock up the enemy that is near you. This can be used to catch people off guard or to escape if you are about to die. When you see the possibility to sneak up to someone without having to use your Q, I recommend doing that, so you still have something to get back onto them if they use a jump or dash ability to get away from you. In some situations, it is possible to use your Q as a primary engage tool and let your team follow after that, but you have to keep in mind that you are pretty squishy and you have to make sure you can reposition yourself after the engage, so you don't just instantly die. Your E is what makes you a real ninja. It lets you turn invisible. This is a great tool to sneak up to someone, to reposition yourself during a fight, or to run away after you drop too low. Depending on which skill path you choose, it is also a great way to chase down people. Your F ability, or also called your focus, is really strong for assassinating one specific enemy. You can target one enemy and it lets you jump onto them and deal a huge amount of damage. Something you should keep in mind is that this also works on the Guardian's heart, so if it's really close, you might consider doing that. In general, you shouldn't waste your focus every time you have it. If you know that you need it to win fights, you should definitely save it for a good target, but if you have no problem killing enemies, even without using your focus, you should probably consider upgrading a creature instead. So in conclusion, you can say that Tripp is a great choice if you are looking for a mobile assassin or a ninja type hero. If you want an in-depth explanation about the many skill options you have, I suggest you take a look at the description. Thanks for watching and have fun while playing Gigantic.